Summer foods are all about foods that are colorful, refreshing, tangy, sweet, and also cooling for the body. I thought in similar vein, I'll show you a recipe for a very quick chaat. And this chaat is literally about assembling few things from your kitchen. Hey guys, it's me, the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and welcome to Rajshri Food, which is your ultimate destination for vegetarian recipes. And what I'm showing you today is a Boondi Papdi Chaat. Let's begin. Now, chaats could get extremely complicated, while some are absolutely simple. This one is on the simpler side. What I'm using for this recipe is the star ingredient for this recipe, and that is Khari Boondi. Well, of course, you get this readily available in most of your farsan stores. If you want to make this at home, of course, by all means you can make it. If you want me to show you the recipe, let me know in the comment section below. To the Khari Boondi, I'm adding in water, which is lukewarm. You do not need warm water or cold water. Just regular tap water, and that should be good. Give it a quick stir and keep this aside so that the bundi swells up, becomes nice and soft, and also kind of blooms. Because Khari Boondi, of course, can be served khari by itself, or you can soften it and serve it like that. Either which ways, choice is completely yours. The next step is sweetening the dahi. Now you could use ghar ka jama dahi, and to that add in sugar. Now this is grain sugar. Now I am making this dahi mixture the way I personally like. I personally like it a tad bit on the sweeter side, because when you have a lot of these ingredients which are otherwise bland by nature, the sweet dahi and the masala on top really kind of is a combination. Let's churn this well. Do not use a blender or a mixer or a grinder or a stick blender to do this. A whisk is just perfect. Well, it's important to churn this well because one, you do not want those little lumps of curd while you're making the chaat or while you're eating the chaat. Ensure it's nice and lump free. Also, if you notice, I have categorically used grain sugar because when you're churning something with the friction of something which is soft and something that's gritty, it just kind of churns much better. It gets whisked much better. Let's keep this aside, and in the interim, let's give the bundi a stir and wait for this to bloom before we begin the assembly. The bundi has bloomed up and it's ready. Now, while making this chaat, of course, you need to do a little bit of a pre-prep. You need to source for good quality papdi. In case you want to make it at home, check the description box below. I've shown you a recipe of making papdi at home. Apart from that, you need some boiled chana, you need some boiled potato, you need some chopped chilies. Now, this is something which can be completely personalized. Why I personally like using black chana, you can use Kabuli chana, you can use green chana, you can also use sprouts of your choice. Secondly, instead of potato, you can of course opt for sweet potato, you can opt for yam. Purple yam is in season, you can also use that. Apart from that, chilies is something that I personally prefer, but apart from that, onions, tomatoes would also go wonderfully well. Let's begin the assembly. First things first, some papdi on the plate. Now, it just has to be randomly placed. You don't really have to assemble it in a certain pattern. To this, let's add in some boiled chana. Along with that, some boiled potatoes which have been peeled and sliced. Time to flavor all of this, beginning with roasted cumin powder, followed by just a touch of red chilli powder, remembering the fact they're also going to add in green chilies, followed by black salt and a touch of chaat masala. Salt is completely subjective. You like to add it at this stage, do it. If not, just a little towards the end would also work well. The next is to move in and add in the sweetened curd, which is nice and chilled. Well, this stage, for the ones who wish to know and wish to kind of brush on their technical knowledge, is called nappage in technical French, and that is lacing something or topping something with sauce. In this case, of course, the sweetened dahi. I'm topping this up with the hero of this recipe, which is Khari Boondi. Just ensure that you drain out all the water from this bundi and generously add in on top of the dahi. Now is the time to repeat all these ingredients again, beginning with sweetened curd, topped up with puri. This time, I'm just going to crush it lightly. Some more of the boiled chana. Some potatoes. Some chilies. I'm deliberately putting the chilies on top because I do not want surprises while eating. Just a little bit of red chilli powder. Some cumin powder. Chaat masala. And last but not the least, some black salt and regular salt. Here you have the most amazing, quick, simple, easy Boondi Papdi Chaat, done and ready just in a few minutes. Well, this is what I mean when I say simple ingredients coming together and making something as spectacular as a Boondi Papdi Chaat. Make this for your family, make this for your friends, and see how you win all hearts. On that note, stay tuned to Rajshri Food. Bye for now.